Hello everyone, I am Grand Royson, welcome to new video. Today I am going to discuss how Yuta copied Sukuna's curse technique. Jujutsu Kaisen is currently very intense as we are getting to witness the battle between the King of Curses, Sukuna, and the duo of Yuji and Yuta. This fight in itself has proven to be nothing short of extraordinary. With each passing chapter, the battle is getting even more intense, and the previous one certainly saw to it that it got pushed beyond all expectations. With Yuta having utilized his domain expansion against Sukuna and throwing a barrage of techniques at him, it is clear for us to see that this battle is only just getting started. More surprises are to come Sukuna's way as this battle continues, and one of the most shocking ones is thrown by Yuta at him when he utilized his very own first technique using Cleave. This proved to be quite a shock for Sukuna as well as us alike, and it was certainly something that raised the intensity of this fight even more. As soon as the battle between Yuta and Sukuna began, domain expansion came into play. Yuta utilized the power of his domain expansion to end this battle as soon as possible. By putting his ring on and connecting with Rika in the best possible manner, Yuta unleashed the power of his domain expansion, which us knew was previously teased during his three-way battle against Takako Yuro and Ryu Ishigori. As soon as Yuta expanded his domain, we were mesmerized by the very design of it. Inside his domain expansion, katanas were plunged into the ground for Yuta to utilize. Meanwhile, around Yuta, there were several knots that signified the bond between Yuta and Rika, which was certainly a very nice touch by the author. When it comes to the power of this domain expansion, we were made aware of the fact that it was directly linked to Yuta's very own cursed technique, copy. As we know, Yuta can copy the cursed technique of any other person and utilize it in battle. However, copy certainly does have its limitations when used outside of his domain expansion. Inside of the domain expansion, however, copy can be used as many times as Yuta would want, and it certainly manifests itself as a very dangerous power. Essentially, inside his domain, Yuta can take any copied ability that he has and apply the sure hit effect to it. All the other techniques that he has copied are stored within the many katanas that are lined up inside his domain expansion. Yuta doesn't know which sword has what curse technique. He only finds out when he picks one katana up and realizes the power that it holds. Once Yuta holds the katana, he can use the curse technique only once, and it dissipates after that. However, the curse technique can be used again through another katana, provided Yuta picks it up. Essentially, the curse techniques that Yuta has copied can be used infinitely inside his domain expansion, however, only through one-time use through a katana. After the technique is used, Yuta then has to pick another sword with that curse technique to fight back against his enemies. Meanwhile, the sure hit effect can be applied by Yuta to any copied curse technique. Yuta can choose himself which technique the sure hit effect can be applied to. However, he cannot switch the sure hit to another cursed technique. All the others can be used normally, as the sure hit technique gets saved for the perfect moment. In JJK Chapter 250, Yuta shocked everyone, including Sukuna himself, when he picked up a katana that had a very special cursed technique inside it. As Yuta picked this katana, he gained access to a special ability that allowed him to slice and dice his opponents. This technique was Sukuna's very own. Yuta used the power of sky manipulation to pull the sky and bend the space around him and then pierced his sword through it. As soon as Sukuna grabbed this sword, Yuta then launched a powerful cleave towards Sukuna, which cut his hand, his forearm, and slashed him all across his face. Sukuna was quick to realize that this was his very own curse technique and, according to Yuta, this technique would damage even him. This came as a surprise to us, however, some others, including Game Rant, had already predicted that this would happen. Yuta having the power to copy first techniques and not copying Sukuna's very own curse techniques would certainly have been a missed opportunity. It was great for us to see that he actually went ahead and copied this technique and used it on the King of Curses himself. The question is, how exactly did Yuta copy this curse technique? An exact answer to this question cannot be provided yet, simply because fans do not know what the prerequisites for Yuta to copy a specific curse technique are. Yuta has to fulfill some steps before he can copy and utilize a cursed technique. The specifics of it remain unknown. However, this could have gone in two ways. The very first way this could have gone is that Yuta would have needed Rika to consume some part of Sukuna, or perhaps ingest his blood. This wouldn't have been all that hard, given that Sukuna did take quite a lot of damage from Yuta, or this could have come through Rika consuming Sukuna's hand, which he chopped off himself when Higuruma tried to stab him with the executioner's sword. The hand was still lying on the battlefield and could have been consumed by Rika, giving Yuta access to Sukuna's cursed technique. This was seen previously in the story as well when Rika consumed Yuro's limb and Yuta gained access to sky manipulation shortly after that. The second way this could have gone is simply through his domain expansion. Yuta has some restrictions placed on copy outside of his domain. However, inside of his domain, copy is truly unrestricted. As such, it is possible that the copying aspect of Yuta's domain expansion could also be unrestricted. Essentially, anyone who is inside Yuta's domain could potentially have their curse technique copied by him without any prerequisites. This might be a bit too far-fetched, however, it might be something that is possible, undoubtedly. Since Yuta has now copied Sukuna's curse technique and utilized Cleave on him, there is no doubting the fact that he can use other techniques, such as dismantle as well. Yuta can likely also utilize the world bisecting slash that he saw Sukuna use recently. Whether he can utilize the fire arrow or not is something that we will have to wait to see. However, what we know for sure is that Yuta can utilize every single power that Sukuna has with great efficiency inside his domain expansion. If you like this video, please like, subscribe and share. For more, thanks you all, meet you in another video.